art and design, environmental studies, teaching and learning development, as well as via university memorial and reflection gardens, chaplaincy and multi-faith centres, student counselling, dyslexia support, health and well-being services. Labyrinths are adding value to the life of our universities. We are seeing creative collaboration between departments in working with the Labyrinth. And actually just this last week or so, I had an invitation from Imperial College in London to go down and do some work with departments there wanting to collaborate on working with the Labyrinth. This is ongoing. This is growing. This is on the cusp of, I think, a massive development. The creation of a permanent labyrinth like this one is an elegant and beautiful addition to the estate and facilities of this university. It would be if it was never walked. It just is beautiful. But of course it's far more than that. Within an often hectic university life, it will provide a unique place of focus, decompression, reflection, connection, contemplative learning, creativity, and support for the personal journeys we all negotiate. This labyrinth, this beautiful labyrinth, will be an icon of welcome and solace for years to come. A path for those of all backgrounds and traditions to walk, and in so doing, discover what is needed for the next step. I want to finish what I want to say with a Gaelic blessing. This comes from Scotland, and I went with a group of staff and students and we created a labyrinth in Yorkshire actually, and one of the students was a postgrad doing Gaelic, and the afternoon of our creation she wrote this blessing. I cannot read it in Gaelic. I'm going to read it in my best Scouse, but in English. Blessings on this place where we stand, between tree and stone and grass. Blessings on all who walk this path, that they may find here peace and quietness. Thank you.
We will now listen to a piece of music called The Labyrinth, written by Liam Lawton, and it will be sung by Patricia Burke, who's standing here behind me, and she will be accompanied by Mary McDonnell on the keyboard. And as Joe mentioned, both had a significant role in helping us to raise the funds for our labyrinth, so we're in for a treat.
As you
Beware of falling night as you journey on. You are not alone. You'll find the courage to lead you safely home. Labyrinth, as you make your journey, the center calls you in. Labyrinth, where your heart is calling you, your destiny begins. And though you know your future now, and the road that leads elsewhere, the way of love will guide your heart beyond the world's despair, to find your future there. As you make your journey, the center calls you in. Labyrinth, where your heart is calling you, to your destiny Thank you, Patricia and Mary. Well, we wouldn't be standing here today had it not been for the fact that those who have responsibility for life on campus, and ultimately the welfare of all our students, had the courage and foresight to allow a labyrinth to be placed on our campus, knowing that it would be of benefit to all who walk it. So it is with great gratitude that I now invite our President, Professor Green McGrath, to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Susan. I think it's the stage in the day where almost everything has been said, but not everyone has said it. But I'm not going to repeat all the good things that have been said by Joe and Susan and Di, but there's a few important points I just want to make, brief points. Firstly, can I welcome everybody here. It's great to see so many of the university staff with us here today, but also friends from the broader community. You're all very welcome. And some of your own family members, Joe, and our guest of honour, Reverend Di Williams. Thank you all for being here. I think it's an important day for the university. Two main reasons. The Labyrinth is here for two functional reasons. First of these is, and the priority reason, is for students. I often say that in my role, but the role of everybody here in the university, being involved in higher education is both a privilege and a responsibility. The privilege is evident in terms of dealing with young people of all ages who are here to learn and full of excitement and enthusiasm. But the responsibility piece is that we're responsible for their futures, for their lives. And increasingly we've been aware of the issues of mental health, mental stress on students, the student body itself. It's reflected in so many ways, so many metrics coming into us from our student support and development team, from our counsellors. And we've had tragic circumstances almost every year since over the past 5 years. That places an onus on all of us to address this issue. So the biggest issue for me in terms of the Labyrinth is the contribution to mental wellness, mental fitness for our student body. Of course our staff and community can benefit as well, but the priority reasons for this. I just want to quote one quote for you from Irish Association of University and College Counsellors. So it's the broader body of counsellors right across universities themselves, representing all the higher education institutions. So every second day we have students presenting with suicidal thoughts. 10 years ago that was unheard of, now it is every second day. I mean, that's just in a nutshell. We know the numbers for DCU, I won't quote them to you, but that's what we're dealing with. And anything that can contribute to that in terms of resilience for our students, or as Di says, a quiet place to slow down, to reflect and meditate, can only be beneficial. And we know many organisations around the world, whether it be higher education institutions or increasingly hospitals, paediatric hospitals and hospitals dealing with oncology and serious illnesses, are creating labyrinths because of that contribution to individuals in terms of finding peace, reflective space, meditation and so on. So I am very pleased that DCU now has such a space on campus itself. The second reason, and again was mentioned by Di, and that is the actual living space of the university itself. Through the work of Declan Raftery and his team, we will be announcing later this year a major campus development plan. You're seeing it already with the new campus entrance and improvements all around the campus, but this central area of the campus itself will be core to that. The labyrinth is now at the heart of that and will be a major contributor. I mean, the beauty of itself, and when you can all use it now, the benches, the beautiful trees around it, it's just a magnificent addition, symmetrically at the core of the campus itself. And I think a beautiful living environment is important for all of these who study and work here. I think it will be a major contributor to that. So that's the second major reason I'm very pleased about this and was happy to support this. Although I have to say, the funding and the fundraising all came from Joe and his team, and I think that's an important point to make. The final thing I want to do is to offer thanks. You've heard a number of thanks already, but I want to add and repeat some of those points. First of all, can I thank the fundraising committee, the Labyrinth committee that worked with Joe in actually making this happen. It wouldn't have happened without that. This needed to be funded. It's a beautiful piece. It costs money, but they were able to raise that through very, very many means. Can I also thank DCU Estates grounds team, particularly for their work over the past week to enhance the area, removal of bike racks, all sorts of treatment of cobble lock, washing of the power washing of the cobble lock itself, all around the labyrinth. The beautiful space we see now is due to their contributions, particularly in the last few weeks. Can I also thank the SAP team as well. The design of this and the actual, I came over a few times to the workmen when they were making it. They were fantastic craftsmen. They were absolutely meticulous in making sure every single stone was put in the proper place. So, you know, it's a magnificent manifestation of craftsmanship and attention to detail. So all of those involved, can I thank you as well. But finally, I think it's important, can I thank our musicians, Patricia and Mary as well, for the beautiful contributions. Can I thank I was going to say our poets, but those of you that read the beautiful poetry. It's lovely that that particular poem, which when I was talking to Nuala O'Gonal, it was meant to be a message to our students, and that's why it's particularly used at graduations. But I think that message of commitment of the alma mater simply means the nourishing mother. The original university in Bologna is the alma mater studiorum, the nourishing mother of students. That's what the poem is about, contributing to the future lives of the students. And I think the labyrinth is a great physical symbol of that. But finally, and as you know, this would not be here were it not for the original idea, the passion, commitment of Joe Jones. And I think it's a tribute to him. As you know, as many of you know, maybe all of you know, that Joe is leaving us in a few weeks. And I think this, apart from the legacy of the impact on the lives of students and staff here over the past 7 years, this will be again physical legacy that actually would be a tribute to you, probably the best and most permanent tribute to you, Joe. I think it's wonderful. You know, the original labyrinth in mythology was about the Minotaur trying to, which was half man, half bull, and to trap that mythical creature inside a labyrinth. I think, Joe, to get this to happen, you had to be half man, half bull. But anyway, as you said, it takes commitment, it takes passion, it takes patience for this to happen, and I think it's wonderful that we've achieved this here today. So, thank you to Joe on behalf of myself and the university.
hope I haven't left anybody out, but thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Corinne. I'd now like to invite Abdul over to just representing the Islamic community on campus, just to share with us the wish for all those who will walk the Labyrinth.
Hi everyone. May each step root you deeply in the loveliness of the present moment. May the twists and turns on the way encourage you to be ever open to the new in your life. May the still point at the center keep you mindful of the sacred place in your own inner being. May the path outward and beyond empower you to radiate peace and justice to all. May the labyrinth journey breathe in you a sense of everlasting connectedness with the great journey of all life.
Thank you, Abdul. And just before we ask our president to officially open the Labyrinth, I'd like to invite you all back after the ribbon is cut for refreshments in the Interfaith Centre, which is just off the top of the mall and on the left-hand side. But before that, and after we have time to walk around the space, and then you can make your way in. So I now invite the president to formally open our Labyrinth. You can all move in and have a look around and take photographs, and we'll see you from the Interfaith Centre in a few minutes.